tried to do a middle part today, and Jeff told me no. I said, what do you think about this middle part? And he was like, I don't think it's you. And I was
Let me do it.
He said, I don't think that's you. Well, okay, so it was not as fluffy because now I've blow dried it like that.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I said. You dick. You were like, oh, and then you were like, put it back.
It makes you look like you're 12.
Yeah, that's the goal.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know why I'm even fixing it. I have 2 fucking sessions today, so let's recap, bitch.
Let's recap.
You want to go first?
Recap coming at you.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Where do I even begin?
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out how I want to broach this topic, right? Because here's the reality. A weekly recap would include how work went, how life as a mom went, how life as just a human being went.
Hit those 3.
This week has kind of sucked.
Okay.
Not necessarily work-wise. I mean, I'm still consistently busy. Do I still encounter late cancels, no-shows? I do. And the reality is, while I am a human being and I understand that life circumstances happen and mistakes are made. However, as a business owner, those things can really negatively affect me because I can easily spiral into, well, now I'm not going to bring this amount of money in. What's going to happen now? What do I do with the situation? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never insensitive when somebody, excuse me, has to late cancel or doesn't have to no show if they did no show. But I'm also very firm of like, this is my policy though, when this happens, because here's the reality. If we don't do that, those things will continue to happen and we will continue to lose money. I hate that there's a stigma with therapists that we are supposed to be understanding, and I can't control how somebody's going to interpret this.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're supposed to be understanding. By society's definitions, that means taking everything.
Correct.
By our definitions, it means while I absolutely can hold space for the fact that your kid has been puking all week, you knew more than 2 hours before your session that your kid has been puking all week.
Correct.
So I absolutely understand and can hold space for that. Fucking sucks, actually. So especially having a fucking autoimmune disease myself. When I get sick as fuck. I get it. I'm sorry. I also know though that I'm sick. So I appreciate as much heads up as possible because a lot goes into my schedule. But what I'm not going to do is have poor boundaries and just accept everything, because
I'm not going to respond with, oh, it's okay. Because it's not, especially like a no-show, right? If you double book yourself, that's not my fault. That's not my responsibility to let you know to check your calendar before you book with me. Like that's an adult thing that you have to do on your own, because I know for myself, when I book an appointment with anybody for anything, it immediately goes on my phone or my planner or both. And I set a reminder of like, oh, I have a haircut this day. I have to get my nails done you have to keep track of those things as an adult. That's just part of being a grown-up.
100%.
We talked a little bit in the last PS about kind of the high acuity, which is like the level of which people are experiencing things, right? So in a hospital setting, high acuity is like a lot of safety concerns, a lot of big things happening. I feel like typically with me, and I think you do this too, because we've talked about this in the podcast before, there's these weeks that it seems like all of our clients are talking about the same thing, right? Like they're bringing up the same points, which was kind of good for us because we're like, oh, like I just talked about this and this is what we discussed. I feel like this week things have been all over the place. I don't know that there's been any consistent issue. I mean, I've talked about anything from intimacy to morning routines to parenting to self-esteem to confidence. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like been all over the place.
Literally same. All my sessions have been all over the place.
Which I think that
wild.
Well, and it lends to like excitement isn't the right word, but like it doesn't feel quote unquote mundane to talk about the same thing over and over. It's like kind of exciting to have to like be on your feet and think and, you know, have things ready to go. But I think that for me also leads to more exhaustion because I'm having to like work extra hard to be like, oh, I just talked about intimacy and now I'm talking about this. And that's like two totally different things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Absolutely.
And then parenting wise, I tell people all the time, dude, I'm like, you know, you think when kids are babies, it's the hardest because you're not sleeping.
Right.
No, it just gets harder, like as they get older.
It gets worse.
So like I talk to my friends and I'm like, just wait. Like and I'm not trying to be like doom and gloom of like, just wait, it's going to be terrible. But like,
right.
I don't think I was prepared for some of the stuff that we're dealing with together.
No.
And I think it also lends to, and I think that you would agree that I'm parenting different than I was parented. So I'm really not prepared because I'm trying not to do the same thing. Right. And it just feels, sometimes I'm like, oh, we've had this conversation 62 motherfucking times. And then in my head, I'm like, Stephanie, that's how people learn. You have to keep repeating yourself. But then the human part of me is like, why can't he get it the first 32 times I've said it, you know?
100%. Yes.
And sometimes the things that he gets mad about, I'm like, are you joking?
Yup. Yes.
It's stupid shit too. Like this morning,
great story.
This morning he's watching TV, right? Okay, here's the thing. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. You couldn't pause your TV. If you had to brush your teeth to go to the bathroom, you fucking go and you miss part of your show. Well, nowadays you can pause your show. Bitch, he will go get his toothpaste and toothbrush and brush his teeth out here to watch what he's watching instead of pausing the TV to go in the bathroom. It's not every day. But this morning I was like, bro, you're wearing all black. Can you please just brush your teeth over the fucking sink? Because if you spill toothpaste on your shirt, your outfit's fucked.
Yeah.
It's unreal to me sometimes.
It is unreal.
But then I feel like a dick because I'm like, what's your job to teach him those things?
Teach him what?
Like life skills of like picking up after himself, taking his fucking clothes off the living room floor, like shit like that.
But that is a life skill.
It is.
But like also, but why would you think you wouldn't need to brush your teeth in the bathroom?
I don't know.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
yes.
Why also would you think that, you know, toothpaste goes on the carpet? So yeah. This morning she got up fine. Okay, yeah, I'm starting with my parenting first. I'm starting with parenting first. She got up fine. Everything was fine. Made her breakfast. She helped out. She does not watch TV in the morning. It is a rule in my house because she is like the Dalmatian Lucky. If you remember 101 Dalmatians, the one that likes to eat and watch TV, which was me when I was little. I would be like, lights out. My mom would be talking to me and I'd be like,
not home.
No, literally. So so it was never in our morning. We could never watch TV. So it is a non-negotiable. She doesn't watch TV in the morning. And then also she just does it because it's so hard to get her away from it. Her attitude, instantaneous flip. So it wasn't even TV on. No, just nothing, right? I go to open her little sandwich container that has a little section that I'll either put chips or fruit or whatever in. And I go to open it up as I'm washing dishes. I go to put it under the water right away and notice there's a chip and a half in there, right? So, and mind you, that's important for this story. A chip and a half.
Okay.
It's getting wet, I'm like, that's a Dorito. Trust me, it would sick me the fuck out if I didn't wear gloves to wash dishes.
Same.
Because wet food is wet hair.
Nope.
Hair on me.
Nope.
Bitch, that is my biggest ick of life. Wet hair and wet food cannot touch me.
Yes.
Ooh. Like when I get out of the shower, I dry my hair like with the towel and then immediately put it up in a thing until I'm dressed. And then I put it down and brush through it. I can't. Oh, I can't just like unless I'm in the pool.
Sure.
Unless I'm in a pool, because I'm always wet in the pool.
Yeah.
Water's touching me everywhere. Biggest ick. So I notice a chip and a half. they're Doritos. I was like, we don't have Doritos because I can't be trusted.
Yep,
so
same.
I was like, we don't have Doritos. And then the spice hits me. You know how like when something hot, I was like, she was like, I wanted those. So I said,